We're back. Not in the jungle. We're in the asphalt jungle. New York City. Specifically, Staten Island, New York. Stacy, is that you? What are you doing here?
I'm looking at that barge.
We're looking at the barge as it sails under the majestic Verrazano-Narrows Bridge, which spans, I may add, the Verrazano-Narrows. I'll be quiet for 1 second so you can take in the grandeur of this magnificent piece of engineering. Ready? Shh. The Verrazano-Narrows Bridge. This is about as close as you can get to it. You can get closer, and we're going to try to later. But right now, where we're standing, we are at Fort Wadsworth. Fort Wadsworth protected the New York Harbor with this battery here. This was the Weed battery, battery Weed. Each one of those compartments held a huge cannon. And it was the first line of defense. Then, if you look over here, we have Fort Tompkins, which these are all rifle slits, and they would protect the Weed battery. And this helped defend New York Harbor from invasion and never was challenged in history because it was known how powerful it was. Now, if you saw our other video, go back a few days when we were at Fort Hancock. Fort Hancock also was, it was in New Jersey. It also helped defend the harbor. We had Fort Wadsworth here, Fort Hancock in New Jersey, and on the Sandy Hook. And across the bridge, at the other foot of that other anchorage, was Fort Hamilton. All right, Hamilton. Those three forts protected New York Harbor from invasion. And guess what? Never challenged. Never challenged. I'm going to walk. We're going to see if we can get a little closer here to the bridge because I think she's a beautiful sight. But something's happening. No, let's see. Let me run right over here really quick. It's kind of hot today, but not too bad. But if you can see, look, if you got through the Verrazano-Narrows, then you would go up there to, you can just about make out the Statue of Liberty. You just can't make out the Statue of Liberty. She is she's stuck in the sunlight and the glare of another building. But there's the skyline, and that, of course, is Brooklyn. And what else did you learn on the tour today?
Oh, we learned a lot. We went inside the fort.
We went inside there. If you come here to Fort Wadsworth, it's a national park, so it's all free. You just park your car. The tour starts at 11, and they take you inside, and it was really awesome. And let's see if we can get one more look at the... So there you have it, Fort Wadsworth, the Weed Battery, Fort Tompkins. You know who Fort Tompkins is named for, don't you?
Yes.
Governor Tompkins and Vice
Wadsworth.
President of the United States.
Right.
Governor Tompkins was the Vice President of the United States
Monroe.
under James Monroe, sir, or ma'am, and children.
And Wadsworth was a general from the Civil War.
Right, and and also we learned an abolitionist. Now we're walking under the bridge. I'm actually walking under the bridge on Hudson Street, which is right in the naval base, right in the heart of it. This is where it all... Wow, look at this. Oh, this is awesome. All right, now I'm going to try something. Oh, look at this. Here are some remnants from the old... This concrete platform I'm standing on is left over from when they built the bridge. This is where they set up the works public stuff, cranes and oh, just oh wow! Look at this! Look at this stuff. You can just see where they put the pilings. And Stacy was waving. She thought the camera was pointed toward her, but it was not, in fact. But that's okay. We'll meet her in a minute. Look at that. Wow. See that sailboat?
I do. Isn't that neat?
Okay, before that other thing I was standing on, that concrete piling, that was a battery. Here's another one. You can see where the cannon would have been screwed to the battery itself, right? So we're right under the bridge here.
I think this is Battery Turnbull, and then on the other side, what you were standing on was called Battery Barber.
I was on Battery Barber over there, and now this is Battery Turnbull. Thank you. Okay, where are we now?
I think this is Battery Bacon.
Battery Bacon. You can see where they would have used this as like the machinery would have turned on this, you know? Big gun or something. What's this? This is all. That's not really an antique. And I guess they would have put a gun on this, right? And the guys would have, well, I suppose it was mechanized and everything, but it would. In fact, here's a sign here that probably says keep off. It does.
Very close. Oops.
Okay, up from the top, we were able to look down at Battery Weed, and here it is. You can just see this was down right on the water, right?
Yep.
There's the bridge. And if you watched our Fort Hancock video from a few days ago, you saw me on a Rodman cannon. Well, those Rodman cannons were manned, and each one of these compartments, I'll run down here so you can see, had a Rodman cannon in it, and it protected the other fort up there, which was Fort Tompkins, right?
Right.
Okay, and you can see all these various batteries and structures from the Civil War days, right?
Right.
Civil War era. But, yeah, and see here, look, those rifle slots over there, you can see the rifle slots, and those other doors were where if you were caught walking around here, they would just get you with their shot, right? And look over here, check this out. These are like rail tracks. And this almost seems like a kind of a roundhouse, where they, not this, you see? You can just imagine they would have carted munitions and other supplies through here on these rails into there. Say that again?
1847.
1847. This actually predates the Civil War, right? Okay, let's see if we can see down in here. Through here, access is limited to ranger-led tours. And we were just on a ranger-led tour, but we didn't want to shoot video because it was too interesting, too distracting to other guests. You can see in here. Hey, you know what? I can see in there, there's one of those Rodman cannons. So I'm gonna pull you out of the bars here. If you look right in there, there's a Rodman cannon set up to do damage to anyone who dared come into the harbor by ship. And we learned that no one did. This post was never required to fire a shot because it was just a deterrent. And believe me, it deterred. And there's one of the goats, two of the goats.
Don't feed the goats,
Come look at the goats. See the goats? It's an entire family of goats. I hope they are doing their best to eat all of the kudzu vine that oh, Stacy got it now. This is what?
The torpedo building.
The torpedo building. Okay, so you could imagine they assembled and prepped the torpedoes here, and then they came out on these rails, I suppose, into the fort itself. Do you see the lighthouse on the top there? There's a lighthouse. Let me see if I can find it, and then I'll show you. Right there would have been a lighthouse, a beacon to naval vessels. And if we come further, you can just make out Manhattan out there. This is all not abandoned, but it's in a state of arrested decay. They're not restoring it, but they're keeping it from crumbling into oblivion. Okay, out here is the torpedo wharf. Turns out the torpedoes, which were made over there, were not really torpedoes in the sense that we know them today. They were actually mines that a mine-laying vessel would have carried out into the harbor to explode when the other enemy ships that came in to the harbor would hit them. So that was all done here. You can see there's some maritime activity over there. I'm yelling because I hope you can hear this over the wind. Okay, and we're going to finish on one last shot of this. If I can bring it around, you'll see the bridge for point of reference. And I'm going to say there you have it. Thank you for joining us today at Fort Wadsworth. We hope you come to Staten Island. With the ranger told us that once the tour is over, we are now stewards of this great attraction and all the other ones that we've been to this summer. We hope you'll come and check them out. They're absolutely free, and they're a lot of fun, right?
Right.
Your town is at Disneyland. Right now, this would be what? Frontierland? Liberty Square, the cradle of liberty.
Right.
Am I trying too hard? Probably. See ya. Okay, we're at the torpedo prep building. It's all abandoned. It's a shell. It's collapsing. You can't go in here, but we found just a photo shot you've got to see. Check this out. How was it? You went in, I couldn't. Did you hear that goat?
I did.
Sounded like a ghost,
Is that
right?
what that was?
Sounded like a ghost, right? Look, here's some goats. Want to see some goats? Oh, this is an electric fence, so we will not touch it. But look, guys.
Oh, I see him. Be careful of the fence.
I know, I'm not touching it. Okay. Can you see the goats? Can you see the goats? That's Billy the Kid. I couldn't help it. Okay, before we go, we found one more, what looks like an abandoned battery. Battery Catlin, I believe?
Yes.
Let's take a look. That's where we're going, and you're coming with us. Here we go. You having fun?
Yep.
Okay, here we go. Oh, look at this. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Look in here. Look in here. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Check it out. Now, I'm going to send you in there. I can't go in there, but you can. Want to scare some kids? Now, up here is where those disappearing guns would be. Okay. Pretty cool. There's an old Budweiser can, probably from the Civil War. And now I'm going in here. Join me, shall you? we go. You come seeking adventure and salty old pirates, eh? Let's beat the blubber face. It goes on and on and on. It's crazy. It's all overgrown. We're not going to do it. So let's go back. Okay. Well, that was pretty cool. I want to walk up this thing. Hang on. I'll be right there. What? Keep an eye on me so if anything happens, you know what to tell the authorities. Yeah, see, here was another one of those disappearing gun foundation things. And yeah, it's all overgrown. It's all being taken over by this kudzu vine. You know what a kudzu vine is? It's slowly strangling the entire East Coast. Oop. Okay, I'm going to go this way. Very easy to slip on this stuff that's covered with moss. Whoa! Oh, we're in trouble. Okay, we want to thank you for joining us. We spent the day at Fort Wadsworth under the Staten Island footing of the Verrazano-Narrows Bridge, and we want to tell you that your hometown is a Disneyland, right?
Right.
Right now, we spent the day at the American Adventure, and it was literally how many minutes from our home?
Oh,
About
5.
3, maybe, right? We could walk to this. We didn't even, well, we knew it was here, but we don't get out enough. So, get out in your hometown, find your own adventures, and vlog them. Put them on YouTube. Link them to me. Leave a comment down below. We want to see and get to know you. Catch you next time. Look at that. If you remember in Saturday Night Fever, that's where they were screwing around John Travolta and, what was her name? Donna Pescow, I believe, on this part of the bridge. It was filmed right here. And it's hard to get it. There she is. Thanks for joining us.